What's up, guys? My name's Diachronicos here on this Destiny video, and in today's video we're going to be telling you about 5 things you probably don't know in Destiny. Now, a lot of these things you guys may know, and I think you guys are pretty awesome for knowing like a lot of the Destiny lore, so there's going to be people that do know all 5, and if you do end up knowing all 5 of these things, leave a comment down below being like, yo, I am the master of the universe, bask in my glory. But you know, that's pretty much what it seems with the previous one. Anyways, we're going to be describing 5 things here. If you did like it, make sure you leave a like down below, but of course, wait till the end. I have some important stuff to say at the very end, so if you are a big fan of the channel, all that stuff, wait till the end. I have a really big surprise for you guys. Let's go ahead and get started with this 5 things. First off, these are in no order, by the way. These are just 5 things that you probably didn't know. One of the first things I found that not very many people know in the new Rise of Iron DLC is that there's trapped chests. If you guys have never seen this, if you find a chest in the middle of the wasteland, you can often find that it has something in it that you don't want, whether it be that big cloud of, well, I mean, we call it the seeming cloud, but that big white cloud that slows you down, or enemies spawn in, but more importantly, there's that one trap chest that creates a bubble around you that you cannot escape, and then also shoots out a bunch of arc grenades. You know those big arc grenades that shoot off of the drop ships from the Fallen? Those things just start shooting out of the chest and just wreck you, and I don't think I've ever seen anyone actually survive it. And it's a great moment. You go up, get a chest, you're like, oh, everything's cushy, and you just get blown up by something out of nowhere, and it's a whole lot of fun. So next time you guys find a chest in the middle of the wasteland, you guys better be ready, because that thing is definitely gonna try to eat you alive. The second thing on the list of things you probably didn't know were in the Destiny Rise of Iron was the fact that Rise of Iron didn't come out for the previous generation consoles. Many of the previous DLCs came out for the PS3 and the Xbox 360, but Rise of Iron did not. Many people do not know this because they have already upgraded to the next generation, but people who are on the previous generations are not receiving Rise of Iron. I just found this out a few days ago, and I was actually really surprised that my brethren from down below cannot actually play the Rise of Iron. Everybody has to upgrade to the next generation, which also increases the community on the next generation, which means I get to play with a lot of you guys if you want to play Rise of Iron. But I found this incredible, and I guess they're kind of moving off into the next generation. As next generation's been out for quite a few years, they're probably going to start discontinuing to produce for the previous generations. I'm not saying everybody, I'm not saying it's immediate, but we're going to start seeing Xbox 360 games not come into circulation anymore. The next thing on the list is actually one of my favorites, and I actually need your help with this because this is something that I'm trying to find information about online, on lore, and a whole bunch of other things. I need to know exact details because I really want to know. If you guys have ever been in the Cosmodrome after the Rise of Iron drops in the Plague Land, you'll notice that random things in the Cosmodrome are actually cut up. You see these big metal structures just cut by a giant like lightsaber thing, and things that are broken off. Some things are just stuck there, but large chunks of objects are missing, and the ends are just red hot from the fire, like it was just hit by a lightsaber. And I'm thinking there's lots of reasons this could happen. I think maybe if any of the Fallen could have done this with their swords and their little knives they have. Maybe it's the servitors with their explosions, although that wouldn't explain why it's a straight cut. Maybe it's the new raid. You know how there's like plane wings sticking out of the side of it? Maybe those are what cut it up. There's a lot of places that look like something very large came through and needed a very large amount of space to get through, and some places seems like it's smaller thing, like a servitor size thing that cut through the area. But as of right now, we're not actually sure what exactly cut it up. I'm thinking the most likely scenario is that every Fallen has their ability to cut things, and they just started cutting everything as they went along. If you remember that first mission at the very end, you go through one of those doors from the regular Cosmodrome into that area, and you just see this kind of triangular cutout of the area, that big opening door that's about big enough for a servitor to go through and a bunch of Fallen. If you guys have any sources as to how this happened, all this property damage can be helped in a class action lawsuit that I am starting against these Fallen. So if you happen to figure out how this happened, any video footage of it happening, please contact us at 555-5555-5555. And make sure you call us with all your concerns and your evidence. Coming up on the next strange thing you probably didn't know was in Destiny Rise of Iron are the Iron Artifacts and the Iron Lord guns. If you guys didn't know, the Iron Lords were the team of people that Saladin called bros. All have their own names, from like Timur to Slimar to Perun, to Radagast. All these guys have their own name, as well as all of their own guns that are themed in the game. You guys have probably seen these from previous Iron Banners, as well as the new Iron Banner. Even Saladin has his own weapon that introduced in the Rise of Iron called the Saladin's Vigil. There's lots of other guns you guys have seen before, like Gellen's Demise, Slimog's Wrath, Radagast, the Rocket Launcher, Yolder's Hammer, Timur's Lash. All these different types of guns, they're pretty spread out of the types of gun. I think each one of them was a different type of gun, with one repeat, I believe, which was Saladin with his fusion rifle, with as well as Perun with his fusion rifle. So I mean, there's one repeat, but for the most part, it has been spread across every single gun. And I thought this was pretty interesting, as well as the fact each one of them has their own iron artifacts. If you've seen that thing on the record book that tells you to get all 8 iron artifacts, each one of them have their own artifacts, except for obviously Saladin, because he hasn't died yet. And you don't have artifacts for people who haven't died, right? Well, he probably still has it on him, to be honest. And the last thing in the new Destiny Rise of Iron, although it's not exactly new for the Rise of Iron DLC, but this is something a lot of people didn't actually know in the game, is stealth. There's stealth in this game. If the enemies don't see you, you can actually sneak up on them. If they are actually not attacking anyone, they're very easy to sneak up on. As well as the fact, if you melee an enemy and you kill that enemy with a melee, the enemies all around will not actually activate. I've noticed this in the Sepix Prime mission where you walked in on that final area. All the guys are not actually looking at you. If you go over and you one-shot melee each one of the dregs without going in their field of vision cone, you can actually kill them all with melee without actually alerting any of them until you reach a certain line where they automatically activate. And this is true with a lot of other areas. If you can find some enemies that are not looking at you, you can actually sneak up behind them and melee kill them, and the enemies will not know you're there until you get in their cone or make some noise. More examples of this you probably already seen is in the Atheon's raid. You know, those big Gorgons can only really get you when they see you, and then there's certain things that activate them, like gunshot noises, or you trying to double jump or use your jetpack and all that stuff. That attracts them over. And it's actually an element in the game that I really wish was more explored. I wish stealth was something that you could really do really well with. Maybe you have like hit multiplier when you're in stealth, so you can pull out that sniper rifle when you see like a boss in the distance and absolutely destroy him with like ×3 damage or something. But overall, I wish there was stealth in the game, because I mean, if you look at the Hunter class in the Arc Blade, there's actually a backstab perk where you can do 3 times the amount of melee damage, or something like that. Or maybe it's 6 times. I don't remember. It's something ridiculous. I did 600 damage in regular PvP, so it's probably 6 times. But anyways, you can do like this giant backstab ability with the Hunter, and it doesn't let you do it. Nobody else has any of these abilities that increase your ability to do stealth and all this stuff, and I really wish that there was more in the game about it. And that's pretty much it. That was 5 things you probably didn't know in Destiny. Again, a lot of you probably knew a lot of the things I did share and a lot of the things that were in it. If you guys have any ideas what you want to see on the next series, I'd love to do more of what you guys never heard of in Destiny. So just leave in the comments down below, maybe hashtag Diachronic top 5. We'll just keep it under the same branding as the previous one, or maybe hashtag Diachronic 5 things. And I'll make sure to include your name, as well as shout you out if you have an idea that I use. And of course, leave them down below, because I'd love to do more videos like this in the future. Anyways, this is actually the time I'm going to be telling you about the new surprise that I have for the channel. If you guys are big fans of the channel, you guys definitely want to hear about this, just so you can tell other people about it, is I started my own Patreon page. If you guys don't know what a Patreon page is, basically like a monthly subscription donation page, where you say, hey, I want to give this dude $1 a month. And there's going to be 100 people that all do this, and $1 is not a lot for a lot of people. It's like $12 a year, and it's not like it's exactly $12 a year. And it all adds up, you know. 12 times $100 is $1,200 a year, even though it's just $12 from you from a year. And that's like the amazing part of a Patreon, is it's a monthly thing. You can sign up, you can stop whenever you want. Just come on over to the page. It's in the link in the description down below. It should say Patreon page. And there's a bunch of rewards where if you get a certain milestone, like, hey, you hit $5 or more, you get a shout out on Twitter or something. Or if you get to, let me scroll down here, you get $50 or more, you get a whole bunch of list of items, and every milestone includes the previous milestone plus more, you know, like a shout out in a YouTube video and all that stuff. You get Twitch moderator status, live stream priority, and all that cool stuff. So if you guys have ever seen my videos and you like watching them and you want me to continue doing them, or if you want me to do them full time, which means I can actually start doing daily videos, maybe double uploads, and I can live stream every single day, which I am live streaming a lot more often than I did, then hop on over there and see what you can give. Again, if it's just $1, it just brings a smile to my face, and that you guys actually want to put yourself out there enough to actually say you like my videos enough, and that in itself is a smile. Not only that, from your guys' comments just saying, hey, I'd love to support, but I'm 12 and I don't have a credit card, that's alright too. I'm not telling you to take your mom's credit card, although you could just ask and see what they say. That's often something that people forget, but thank you for coming to this video. I appreciate it, and let me know what you guys think of the Patreon page. Anyways, I've been your host, Ichronic. Hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll see you guys on the next one.